You're uploading it using their service, and everyone is downloading it using their service. So basically, they put in, you know, all the really hard part of the work, which is managing the spread of the content and managing the models, managing the sound, preventing, you know, terrible viruses from being associated with the product. And all you're really doing is the last stage of the programming. So generally, you know, if you were going to try to sell anything associated with StarCraft 2 for a mod, you know, Blizzard would just shut you down. And so that's been the case with a lot of other programs. But then, you know, there's been a move in a lot of programs to allow people to make money by selling things in sort of an in-game store. So you saw this with Diablo 3, you saw this with Team Fortress 2, where people are being able to sell in-game content or customizable options for extra money. But I mean, if you're going to do that, you know, if you're going from the overarching company owns 100% of everything, then giving modders the capacity to actually sell their product at all, you know, I think it's not terribly surprising that it's going to start off with things being 25% for the modder, and then 75% for the company, which I guess is where some of the brouhaha is.
Yeah, since the companies can pick how much they want. I pretty much agree with all of that. I think people are also worried though about like the potentiality of people uploading material that's not their own for profit. So you're kind of hoping that Valve is going to have a good review system.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise you can upload, your mod is, oh, it's just a mostly empty mod, but it includes this music file, right? And in this music file is, you know, the complete works of the Beatles. But, you know, you're going to sell that for, you know, $1.25. So when someone downloads the complete works of the Beatles, you get 25 cents.
Yeah, I basically don't have a problem with it. It's just like, since obviously Skyrim is the game is implemented in right now, like, I guess that whole community has been like fighting each other. And I'm a really big Fallout fan, and now like everyone who's all excited about Fallout 4 is saying they aren't going to buy the game at all, like they won't even support Bethesda anymore. It just seems very dramatic to me.
Well, I mean, what's been the precedent before this? You know, basically the goal of releasing a popular mod was just to get hired by a game company. So you never actually got direct profits for the mod itself unless you transformed it into a standalone product. So, you know, you could go Counter-Strike's route, where basically your entire development team just gets hired by Valve. Or you could go Ice Frog's route, which I think also was to get hired by the company, but then other people, but then, you know, I don't even remember the name, but the people who make League of Legends, basically just, okay, we're going to just make this its own platform and make money that way. But you've never been able to, you know, in that engine, really been able to sell something for money. I mean, I'm trying to think of an example here where that's been the case other than like Team Fortress 2. I mean, I think in practice that's been the case with a lot of the Blizzard development team. I mean, like, I think there's a few people who used to be, you know, heavy on campaign creations that then just got picked up by Blizzard. You know, I'm not sure if they just applied to Blizzard and got hired by conventional routes and the modding was just sort of a plus. But it's not all that uncommon. You know, I mean, that's why, you know, Labyrinth and Iskadu are characters in Diablo 3, is because people from campaign creations, you know, got hired by Blizzard and still kind of had a connection. But yeah, I wouldn't really say it's really like a good or a bad thing all in all, because I don't think a lot of people who kind of are casually modding really want, you know, I don't think their end game is to get hired by a game development company. So if they can like make one thing and sell that one thing and actually make some money on it, I think that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, I agree. Now, just reading about a lot of people who are making mods, like just talking about how it's hurting the community because they're all about freely sharing stuff. So if you get one mod that relies on another mod, all of a sudden you have to pay for it. It just screws everything up. But I just feel like if the community really cares about that much, and they don't have to use it, they don't have to charge for it. So either somebody's work is worth paying for, or it's not. Like, I don't see the conflict, I guess.
Order excessive.
And basically everyone's just really mad because they aren't going to implement a donate button specifically. They're going to let the modders actually like set a minimum amount they want to. So to me that just sounds like people want them for free.
Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete. Command authority registered. System right.
I mean, it's not unreasonable to be concerned a little bit because, I mean, you are getting kind of a different set of expectations with a mod than you are with a game, right? Because you're expecting at least some level of continued support in a game at least most of the time, whereas with a mod, you know, it's not really all that unlikely that the modder is just going to kind of vanish. And then, you know, if Microsoft releases a new update, then maybe you're not going to be able to use that mod anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Order acknowledged. Understood. Command authority registered. Down. Order acknowledged. This vessel.
Yes! I killed steak shit.
System. Command.
Nice. Ow.
Event234 has connected.
Understood. Order.
Although it's mostly just trying to finish the game ASAP, more or less.
Engineering at your disposal. Commencing. Systems prime. Understood. State your request.
But on the other hand, you know, like, what Q would say, if he ever said things, would be that the result of making things blocked by a paywall is that
Maybe,
learning.
yes!
Yes.
The sequel mental kill.
What did you say?
Actually killed 2 people in Star Battle. A miracle of the French
what
has occurred.
What did Crazy say about me?
I was
You
saying,
suck.
you know, we were trying to have a conversation, but then things happened in Star Battle. I was saying that, you know, your complaint with StarCraft 2, for instance, has been that so many maps are blocked or locked or whatever that you can't really get a sense of how people are programming things.
Yeah.
So monetizing mods generally would perhaps have that same effect. But, you know, ultimately, if that happens, what happened to StarCraft 2 will simply happen, which is that people will move to a different game, and maybe that other game won't have, you know, locked restrictions on mods. So, I mean, the risk Steam takes is that people will find an alternative to Steam. But so far, you know, I'm not... Honestly, like, the whole workshop for Steam is such a terrible system that I don't think people are going to buy it anyway. Like, the Steam Workshop is just truly atrocious, so I don't see how it's going to be an issue. Because no one's going to use the Steam Workshop as it is. I was seriously trying to use the Steam Workshop for one of my classes this semester, and it became very obvious to me how truly, truly awful the Steam Workshop is. Like, if they want to try to monetize that, good luck. But it's not going to make any money. Or I mean, it'll make money for them, but not what I think what they're looking for.
I've never even bothered looking at it.
The thing is that, you know, you get what you pay for, and if you and if there are modders who can reasonably expect a profit, then what you might actually get will be different mods. Like, I'm not even going to say necessarily better mods, but you will get a different sort of content. Like, if you can actually afford to hire a voice actor, then I mean, maybe you can actually be downloading sound files, which is something that generally a modder is not really going to be able to do if they can't ever expect any return on what they're working on. Yes, Bill. Speak your mind, Bill. I know you want to.
No, that was all. I was just responding to LMG.
Bill, why aren't you actually on Facebook?
He doesn't trust it.
Oh, that's pretty reasonable. I mean, Facebook is terrible.
So I just
pretty
post
much
about
it, yeah.
him on Facebook.
And I can't read it or defend myself.
But I mean, I'm imagining you're, like, none of you are on any social networking, whatever.
What did you say, Crazy?
Well, I didn't want it to be like, oh, I wasn't sure if people were saying, oh, I'm not on Facebook, but maybe I'm on Google+, but I think my presumption is that people aren't just using any social media.
I definitely don't.